biased opinions. Very biased opinions. Biased opinions. Very biased.
I feel
You feel
that this is going to be a long video.
Is that because I texted you last night saying I needed 45 minutes to discuss it?
That is part of it, but your mood doesn't seem to have changed at all in the 24 hours it's passed. So we're going to talk about the games that happened last night, which were Spain and Iran. No, Spain and Morocco, and Portugal, Iran.
Sorry, Spain and Morocco.
Yeah, sure. If you want to, I'm going to let you dive straight in and where you want to start.
I think there's less ranting with the Spain and Morocco.
Well, they were the groups were set up so Spain and Portugal had 4 points and Iran had 3. So it was it was between those ones who was going to go through.
Yeah.
Spain ended up drawing 2-2 with Morocco in a incident-packed game.
Yeah.
Where, again, Spain paid like absolute garbage and had to bail themselves out.
I have no idea what they're doing in the back.
Let's start. When you've got a dodgy keeper who's already made one howler and scored an own goal, you're asking for trouble.
Well, okay, so there's certain things to remember here. One was that every single ball over the top seemed to cause complete anarchy to the Spanish at sea.
The first goal was actually from them overplaying, which is quite funny.
Yeah.
And I think it was Beataleb was the name of the goal scorer, but he took it really nicely.
Yeah.
It was a good clean through and score.
Morocco played really well as well. Like, you talk about Spain like that, but Morocco, for the second straight game, took it to an opposition team. It was great to watch.
Absolutely. They were unlucky against Portugal and should have scored. Yeah. It was only a great save that denied them from getting a draw.
Yeah.
And in this one, they did everything they could do to possibly win it. Did you see the chance? I think his name's Amrabat.
Yes.
When he hit the bar.
Yeah.
What an effort!
It's just he played really well in the last 2 matches. Hasn't he?
He has. Really and it was only because he had to go off from a concussion in the first game.
We had the hound, didn't he?
Threw it off.
Halfway through, just took it off. And the commentators for a good 20 minutes like, that doesn't seem like a safe decision, but...
You weren't going to argue with him, then, really. It looks like he kicked the crap out of you.
Wait, he played well enough. You're just like, just do it everything you can do. Normally concussed players look a bit out of it.
He's garbage when he's not concussed.
Before every match from now on, it's a baseball bat to the temple.
So he doesn't remember who he is, and they have to hit him again.
Hard.
Like a Looney Tunes guy.
I don't want to know what I'm going to do.
You have to hit him an even number of times so he remembers who he is. So it was 2-1 to Morocco going into the last few minutes. And Morocco scored a great second goal. We didn't talk about Spain's goal, which is first goal, which is worthy of talking about because it was a really good goal.
Who was the Isco goal?
It was Isco goal, but it was a really good, typical Spain move. Great passing and moving. Iniesta at the heart of it. Squared it back to Isco, 1-1. But Spain never took charge of this game. Morocco were in it all the way through, as we said. Scored a great header.
Yeah,
to go 2-1 up. They described it on commentary as fine a headed goal as you'll ever see. I think that's a bit of an overstatement. It was a good goal, but it wasn't as fine a header.
It was a composed header.
It was hardly Robin van Persie's header against Spain, is it?
The weirdest lob header, I think.
Yeah. For the last few seconds of the game, they did get Aspas scored the equaliser.
Yeah.
It was onside.
Oh no, it was definitely onside. Wasn't it originally called onside as well? It wasn't called off and then VAR did it. It was called onside and then VAR was used to clarify.
I think the linesman was flagging.
Okay.
Because I think the commentator said pretty much straight away, the flag's up. Okay. So I think it was offside and then they went to VAR.
No, VAR did one thing right yesterday.
It was close. I think there was some contention as well. There was a guy off the pitch who ran back on.
Yeah. Yeah, on the far side.
But I didn't think there was anything.
No, he was onside.
It didn't interfere at all.
It wasn't an arguable... It looked like a goal. Especially on replay, it looked like a goal.
So Spain ended up top of the group.
Somehow.
I
would argue FIFA and the referees have a lot to answer for in this one.
Oh my word. Get your tinfoil hat on.
No, seriously, who did that decision benefit? Who did any of that game benefit but Spain?
I'm going to snuggle up with Bill at the side and you just go...
I'm absolutely furious, right?
If you want to go and rant about Portugal, Tom, you go ahead.
Right, there's 2 decisions in that game. Two VAR decisions in that game that make literally no sense, right? There's a third one that does make slight sense, right? Ronaldo's penalty that he wins. It's 50-50 whether it's a penalty or not. There is a bloke in his way. He's pushed the ball in that direction. He's brought down. Is it a penalty? Isn't it? They've decided it is.
I felt it was.
Yeah, at least there's contact, right? There's serious contact. It's unwarranted. It's one of the ones where his hips have gone in. Ronaldo goes down. He has every right to go down. If it's not called a foul, it's not called. But it's given as a penalty, right? It's given as a penalty. VAR makes that clear, right? Go forward 30 minutes, shall we? What the absolute is the Ronaldo yellow card? What is that? Does it make any sense to anybody? It's not a yellow card. It's not a foul. He tries to get in front of somebody, puts his arm over the body. Just a simple... He's 6'2".
So this is when Ronaldo there was a VAR decision where Ronaldo nearly got sent off, and the only way it would even possibly look like a red card is if you slowed it down to frame advance and put it in black and white and played some dodgy kind of like 60 minutes music over the top.
It beggars belief. Firstly, VAR should be used for a blatant mistake. That's what they keep telling us. And secondly, he's told to review a red card incident, and he's not given a red card.
Just as a point, my view is red card, life ban.
I mean, as far as you're concerned, you would like Ronaldo to never play football again.
Well, there's something else we haven't talked about, which you've glossed over, but it was absolutely. In my mind, it shouldn't have even been a booking, and I think Zabaleta summed it up well on the end for BBC when he said it's no worse than when Costa went up for a header with Pepe.
Yeah.
And he out-muscled him.
Yeah.
And Pepe fell to the ground. And that was given as a goal. This is what that was too. It's only the fact that the Iran players decided to constantly throw themselves to the ground and appeal for every single thing that happened.
There's more talking points. I'm sorry, there's 2 talking points?
You go.
How? How did Iran not have a man sent off in that game? They were abusive towards the referee. They surrounded him every time. They pushed him at one point. There was a shove on him. Yeah. No decision was made for a red card. Every foul they committed seemed to get glossed over. And then every time someone got within 3 feet of them, they'd fly to the ground and start screaming. What was that?
There was one time, I swear, where a corner came in and Portugal won a free header and they all went up and appealed for a penalty.
It was absolutely nuts. There were multiple times where
you felt something was going to happen, though, because of all this, because of the way the game was. And for whatever reason, Iran started to get into Portugal and grew into the game.
Well, I mean, I thought Iran played well. I'm not arguing they didn't play good football. But I'm obviously a Portugal fan in this, right? Like, I love Ronaldo. I really like this Portuguese team. I think they have the ability to win a World Cup. They won the Euros without playing their best football in a single match. And not one match in that Euro finals where you're like, oh, this is the best team.
Oh, absolutely.
But they did it, right? And they have stars, and they have really good players, and I think they can win it. But for them to win it, it's going to take VAR literally not attacking them. And VAR was used terribly. The referees
It did give them a penalty.
It did give them a penalty. But it also took a goal away from them.
And what happened?
Ronaldo missed the penalty. I got it. Ronaldo missed it.
I thought Ronaldo doesn't miss penalties. The keeper saves it.
It was a garbage penalty.
Yeah, it was a poor penalty.
It was middle height, 2 feet to his left. He couldn't not save it.
So is now Messi better than Ronaldo?
No.
Is Kane better than Ronaldo?
Yes.
He is better. Yay!
Yes.
It's
coming home.
It's a shame when I mean, it does give you talking points, but it's a shame when things like that happen because the goal was a really good goal. Say the name again.
Quaresma.
Who scored the goal? But that was his first ever start in a World Cup.
Yeah.
In his late 30s, so that was a really nice moment.
He debuted 10 years ago and has only got 20 caps or something silly.
And for all the crap we're going to give Iran for play acting, I will just say they've been better in this World Cup than they had any right to be.
Oh God, yeah, they ended on 4 points.
They won again. They won the first game. They pushed Spain
94 or something.
Yeah. They pushed Spain all the way, and they pushed Portugal all the way.
They did. They played really well. They played an up-tempo style. They forced teams into making mistakes. They played with speed on the counter-attack. They hit the brakes. A lot of teams are not playing with a lot of width at the back, and they took advantage of that. But that does not take away from the fact that was not a penalty at the end of the game.
Absolutely.
And that has now dropped Portugal into a situation where they have to play Uruguay, where Spain, who have been worse than Portugal, they've been worse, they've not played well, and now they get Russia. And if Russia win, fine, I'm stupid, but you can see Spain winning this, and you can see Portugal going out to Suarez and Cavani.
Talk us through what happened for the penalty then, Tom.
So, an Iranian player and a Portuguese player both go for header.
A nameless Iranian player.
Do you remember who it was?
Yes.
What's his name?
Mr. Iran.
Mr. Iran. So Mr. Iran and Mr. Portugal go up for a header together.
Oh, I don't think that was his name.
And, they're tussling. It's classic. They're quite close. Iranian player kind of wins the header. And it comes off the Portuguese guy's hand, which is about there, in relation to where the header is. Maybe there?
Mm-hmm.
You disagree with that at all?
Mm-mm.
Right, so it's about a foot away.
Oh, it's
way too close for it to ever be on purpose,
Absolutely.
and it's way too close for him to put his arm in an unnatural position beforehand. Where, I don't know, he 2 feet away and his arm was out
here. He's looking straight at it. The referees looked straight at that.
And he's waved it away.
And deemed it as a no penalty, and then they go to VAR, and the only reason it looks slightly like a penalty, again, like the Ronaldo one, is because it's slowed down. It isn't a penalty, and it's really unfortunate. The guy sticks it away really well, but then, right at the end of the game, Portugal nearly go out, and Iran come within a bee's dick. Thomas. Of getting through.
You and imagery are causing serious problems now. But if they'd gone through, if they'd scored that goal and Portugal had gone out, I don't even know what this podcast would be, me breaking glass over and over and over again.
The name of the player was Teresmi, who had this chance. And it just was like slow motion. The ball just broke to him in the box. It was only because he was just slightly off angle that when he hit it, it went into the side net, but it looked like it was going to go in.
Did you hear the commentators? They went on for like 2 minutes about what a great chance Iran had missed. And then finally one of them went, we should probably give credit to Rui Patricio for running off his line and making himself as big as possible and scaring him out.
Begrudgingly.
It was... There's not a penalty. It's not a penalty.
Well,
it's not a penalty. It shouldn't have happened. How VAR have tagged that up and gone, referee, you should... Who is in the VAR truck? Is it 3 Iranians and 2 Spaniards in a room together? Like, I don't understand who in that truck went. As a referee, I'd give that as a penalty. Who does that? Well, clearly Paraguayans, but besides, I
don't know. I do know why I do get it, why you're angry.
It's going to happen to England. It's going to happen to England. I can already see it happening, and it hurts.
But unlike Portugal, England are going to have at least 5 goals in the bank.
We've got Panama in the next round.
Tom's very angry, as you can see. So it ended up Spain went through it was either goals scored or bookings. It was one of those funny ones that came about.
Goals scored.
And so they will play Russia, and Portugal will play Uruguay. And I think that'll sum it up. Tom, give a nice, happy, smiley face for the viewers.
Please follow, like, and subscribe.
You know it, baby.